Good. Let's talk now to Yaakov Amidror, Israel's former national security advisor to Benjamin Netanyahu, because one of the things that happened late yesterday afternoon was there was a press conference in the White House, and Caroline Leavitt announced that basically President Trump's peace envoy, Steve Witkoff, would go to Gaza today to hear firsthand about the dire situation, in their words, and finalise a plan for food distribution. Yaakov, a very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good to talk to you. Quite significant, this, isn't it, to move one of Donald Trump's representatives into Gaza. He met with Benjamin Netanyahu, I think, yesterday for talks on the crisis. Now going to have a look at what's actually going on in Gaza.
Yes, I think that as Israel is conducting a war which many successes against Hezbollah, Iran, and Hamas in Gaza Strip, we are very, very, very poor in PR. And the Palestinians, with their supporters, succeeded to convince the world that there is famine in Gaza. No question that there are people in very bad conditions in Gaza. It's a war zone. But the amount of humanitarian aid which had been brought into Gaza during the last few months is such that if Hamas is not keeping all the food in his hands, not letting the people of Hamas to use it, there is no any reason for famine in Gaza.
No, indeed. And many of the images that we've seen from Gaza in the last 2 weeks of starving children have been manipulated, it seems to me, and that's been reported as well.
Yes, what happened with the New York Times is unbelievable. They publish a picture of a child who is suffering from a disease. Was even brought to Israeli hospital to try to cure him, and they publish it as the symbol of the starving children in Gaza, and then they had to apologize. The fact that they apologized was even worse than the fake that they published is something else. This is the New York Times.
Yeah. And several newspapers in the UK also published it, you know, and we know that was a piece of Hamas propaganda. But what significance do you think we can put on this Steve Witkoff trip to Gaza today, and who will he be talking to, and what will he seek to find?
I think that what the Americans try to understand is how bad is the situation in Gaza. No question. To live today in Gaza, it's very, very bad. The war against Hamas, which is acting from within his own people, is very bad for the people in Gaza. No question about it. But it was not an Israeli choice. They decided to fight from within their own people, and their own people is suffering, no question. And the Americans want to understand what is the exact level of suffering of the people, unlike other leaders in the world which are doing the big mistake of giving Hamas kind of a price. The Americans want to find a solution which will be good for the people of Gaza and the Israelis. By the way, if the war stops today, let's assume that happened. The war stops today. The life of the people of Gaza will be miserable because no one will come in to begin the rebuilding of Gaza. Because in the present situation, when Hamas is still strong enough to fight any third party which will come in to take responsibility, no one will come, no one will put $1 or £1 to rebuild Gaza, and the life of the people in Gaza will be miserable. The only chance of these people for better life is if the world succeeded to put pressure on Hamas to disarm itself, and for that, Israel will have to continue to fight. Otherwise, Hamas will remain the force which is controlling Gaza, and I don't see anyone coming in to help the people of Gaza.
Is it realistic, though, Yaakov, to expect Hamas to just disarm and just to give up?
It very much depends what will happen in the ground. If the war stops today, no way to achieve it. But if Israel continue to degrade the capabilities of Hamas, and Hamas understand that continuation of the war, the meaning of it is annihilation of its leadership and people. That might happen. I don't know, but that might happen. They are ready to sacrifice the people of Gaza. That is no question. We see how they treat them now. You know, it was published by the IDF spokesman, pictures of the last week in the tunnels in Gaza, mainly Gaza Street, mainly Gaza City, under Gaza City. The people of Hamas are having huge food and they eat day and night, and the people up on the ground, which are their own people, they have less and less food because Hamas is taking the control of the food and use it to sell it to the people of Gaza because they need the money to continue the life of the organization and to recruit new members to the organization.
Very interesting. Good to talk to you, Yaakov. Thank you very much indeed. Yaakov Amidror, Israel's former national security advisor to Benjamin Netanyahu.